Equivalent fractions. Let us understand what are these. As the name suggests, equivalent means equal fractions, like equal to sign, equal fractions. Or we can always say equal fractions. Okay, this is the meaning. So we are looking for two fractions which are absolutely equal. So that is what we are trying to figure out. So how to find equivalent fractions? I will show you a method of producing equivalent fractions. Then I hope it will help you. Let us look into some fractions now. So let me take a rectangle like this and divide it into two parts. Let's say two equal parts. And let me shade one of them. So that is the one which I have shaded. Now, what fraction have I shaded? Can you write that down? It is 1 out of 2. So the fraction shaded is 1 out of 2. Correct? Yes, it is same. 1 out of 2. Since 1 is in red color and there are two equal parts, so the fraction shaded is 1 out of 2. Now see what happens. If I divide it further, let us say if I divide it by a horizontal line. Now, how many parts do you have? Well, there are 4 parts now. There are 4 parts, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So total number of parts are 4. And how many are shaded? 2 are shaded. So the same fraction now becomes 2 over 4. They have to be equal since same amount is shaded, correct? So these two fractions, 1 over 2 and 2 over 4, are equal fractions. Let me further divide it into more parts, right? This time I will divide it vertically. So if I draw these lines, now what do you think the red shaded portion is? In fractions, how can I write it? It is 4 out of how many? 4 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It is 4 out of 8. Do you see that? So in a way, we had started with half and we divided it into more portions and got 2 out of 4, which is same as half. And then further, we divided it into more parts and got 4 out of 8. So we got 3 different fractions. They look different, but they're exactly talking about the same thing. The shaded red portion, do you see that? So that is actually, you can call it half, you can call it 2/4, you can call it 4 over 8. Well, if I further divide by 2, what will it be? Can you tell me? Yes, of course, it will be 8 out of 16. So like that, I can go forever. And so I can have many equivalent fractions, right? Let's take one more example. And this time, let's do it with 1/3. Okay, so we have similar rectangle like this. And I'll divide it into 3 parts. And assume these 3 are equal parts. And let me shade one of them. Let's say this part in middle has been shaded. Now, what fraction have I shaded? I have shaded 1 out of 3, correct? 1, 2, 3 are total number of parts, and the one shaded in red is 1. So it is 1 out of 3 which is shaded. Now, if I draw a horizontal line and divide it into further parts, then what will this fraction look like? Let's say I divide it like this. Now, as you can see, we have 2 shaded portions, right? 2 out of how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it becomes 2 out of 6. Do you see that? So 1 out of 3 is same as 2 out of 6. We say they are equivalent fractions. As an exercise, you can divide it further and then write in different terms, right? So what will be this if I write on the top 8? 8 out of how much? This you have to figure out. Or if I write here 12, then what should come here? Figure this out. Correct? And then let me know if you got the answers. All these should be equivalent fractions. And how are you going to get it? You are going to get it by dividing this rectangle into equal parts, more and more, right? You can divide like using lines like this, right? Or you can divide like this. So these are the ways you should be dividing the rectangle. Remember, don't draw rectangular lines. If you draw a rectangular line, then you will not have equal parts and will no more be representing a fraction. So avoid drawing diagonals for a rectangle. Correct? As an added exercise, what you can do is start with a bigger rectangle this time, right? And what I will do, divide it into, let us say 3 parts again, but shade 2 out of 3. Okay, so I'll shade them in green 2 out of 3. So I have 2 out of 3. As an exercise, it is 2 out of 3, not 6. Okay, let me strike it off. It is 2 out of 3 equals to, if I divide it like this, then what it is, write down. And if I divide it like this, then what fraction is shaded? Write that down, right? So that will be an additional exercise for you to understand what is equivalent fraction. And then we will see how to use equivalent fraction in different examples. Thank you.